Hello everyone and welcome back to the Jalip tribe, and we are here watching as the third generation of the Jalip tribe on the Middle Island has been born, and they're beginning to grow and display some of the most interesting characteristics that we have seen in quite a while, especially with these two right here. We actually have a pair of black-furred, black-spotted creatures that are the children of Isimi here and Nuroku. And Nuroku is actually sick right now, so we might do something about that in just a second. But even though they are a bit more brightly colored, we have Asimi's beautiful, almost violet-looking fur, thanks to the mix of gray fur and black fur that she has. And then we have the deep russet coloring of the orange fur and the black fur on Nuroku. They have had 3 children so far, and 2 of them have been black-furred, and they look absolutely beautiful. And I would really love to see what Rira's children would look like if they had violet eyes. So Rira might go on to have some beautiful violet-eyed children, but we are a long way away from being able to focus on all of those sort of accessory genetics, being able just to pick and choose what our creatures would look like. Right now we're just trying to make sure that they are healthy and they stay alive, because although Rira is a healthy child, she doesn't have the blind eye trait, she doesn't carry it as recessive, she doesn't have no paw or carry it as recessive, and she has good immunity. Her older brother, unfortunately, actually is quite the sickly little creature. He has blind eye recessive, he has double no paw, and he has double B immunity. So we're going to have to be very, very careful with him. And I think he's actually going to offer up his strength to the Jalip tribe by sitting on top of this stump right here and keeping a good watch out on the island. We already have another watcher at the moment, Messy, and I almost wonder if we might start having a few of the creatures sort of inherit the title and the position of being the watchers. But Messy is up here and probably going to come down pretty soon to hopefully spread the E immunity gene among our tribe and have children of her own. But because she is a good berry picker, that is why we have her on this stump, because whoever guards this stump can also use their time wisely by being able to collect the berries whenever the rains come. And today the rains have come down, so we will be sure to take great advantage of that and send all of the creatures we possibly can out to gather as much as they possibly can from the berry bushes. We have 45 food right now, which is much better than the very low amount of 8 that we got to last time. But I'm really hoping that hopefully we can gather up a lot more food and start doing more exploring. There is another tree that we want to reach and hopefully find more nest around. We're very tight on nest, and we have actually had a very hard time getting the number of our creatures up because of that. We finally found another nest over here. And unfortunately, just as we got our females and our males lined up perfectly to start occupying that nest, a Dodomingo moved in. So we are going to try to chase this Dodomingo out of the nest in just a moment, because Lariana here has actually spent more than half her adult life exploring this side of the island and looking for a nest to call her own. And just as we find it, and just as Vancouver, a male who has really good immunity genetics to mix with her and her sister, just as we finally get a male over here and her sister comes bearing a child, the Dodomingo moves into the nest. So Lariana is not happy about that. She might have a personal vendetta against those nest stealers in just a bit. But let's go ahead and focus back over here on this rabbit. We're going to snag up this rabbit in just a moment, and then we are going to start moving as many of our pregnant females, of which we have several, back into the nest as soon as possible. One of those pregnant females includes Chocolate Chip's great-granddaughter, Lala, over here, who is expecting another child, and Lala has probably had her heiress for the Chocolate Chip's Cookie Tree family line with Ismiana here. Ismiana is a healthy child. She does have blind eye recessive, but I think she's going to be okay regardless of that, and she looks so much like Chocolate Chip. Thankfully, instead of having no paw, she has double berry paw, so she's actually helping her distant aunt Mila. I don't really think that Mila would be an aunt. I think they're even more further related than that, but she's helping Mila here to gather up the berries that we can find in this little triangle berry patch. So that's where everything stands right now, including with the rustling of what is most likely a predator right here in this grassy patch. And let's go ahead and start sorting everybody out to make sure that they are all taken care of. So Kuta is going to come over. He is going to get this rabbit. We are going to collect up the meat from that. Oh, and there's a bunny actually. Thank goodness it wasn't a predator. However, I did hear a predator growl. So anytime now, we should probably expect to stumble on a predator very, very soon. So we'll have to kind of keep our ears out for that. So Rogue here is getting a little bit older, but he has consistently had very healthy, excellent children. So we're trying to keep him down here so he can stay next to these two mates that he has, Samela and Anna Allah, and these two actually share the nest very, very well. So they've been doing a great job of sort of swapping between who is going to be in charge of berry collecting, and they both make sure that they always have somebody with the babies, so the babies are never too exposed to the bird, which is a little bit too close for comfort. You better not be coming for Lokis. Lokis should be old enough to resist you, Birdo. I better not see you coming for her. I really hope she's not coming for her. Alright, yeah, it doesn't look like she can get her. I think 2 gem-old children are old enough that they aren't at risk. So we're going to go ahead and have her come in, shake the tree. And Lucrece is going to be studying under her mother on the best way to gather up all of those awesome nuts. And then over here, Ismiana is going to be studying under her distant aunt. Like I said, not really an aunt, so don't confuse the family tree that much. Mila, and gathering up what she can with Mila. So Mila is going to gather up all of these wonderful berries. That's absolutely fantastic. And Kudirknu is going to gather up these nuts and also do a little bit exploring of the grasses nearby and do what he can to try to defend his family, especially with his mate expectant with their next child and this bird way too close for comfort. All right, and let's move to the next family. We kind of go in different segments and groups as long as there's no bunnies, and I don't see any more bunnies. Oh, but we have the Dodomingo is off the nest. Quick! And on the nest we go. Messiana managed to get on that. No, you don't. Back off, Dodomingo. Messiana is on the nest, and her sister Lara Anna is going to go ahead and start doing a little bit of collecting and exploring over here. Vancuro is going to come over, and he can get his brand new other mate pregnant so that they can be expecting their baby. So that is a very good lineup right over there. And then we have Nuroku here, and Nuroku, he is the father of these two, as we mentioned earlier. He's the father of Nudokro, and he is the father of Rira, and we want to make sure that he can continue having such amazingly interesting children. So he is actually sick right now, and since we're at 60 or 78, wow, 78 food, I'm actually going to move him all the way over here. And we're going to see what happens if he eats from this plant. He is the first sick creature that we have had that is close enough to the plant. We actually had, out of curiosity, I think it was Samela, go ahead and eat the plant that was right there. Nothing happened after she ate the fruit. She didn't even get to collect it as any sort of food bonus. So now we're going to send one of our sick creatures over and see what happens when he eats the fruit. So hopefully we'll get a different result. All right, and what is going on down here? We still have Dukvan. Dukvan does not yet have a mate of his own. He might very soon. We were trying to find him a good mate. I think Siko would actually be a really good mate for him. So we might send him over here to join Siko, and hopefully they can have some good babies together. La Sisi over here has been having some excellent children with her mate right here, Kuta. So we really are running a little bit low on nest. And because Siko is young, maybe what we'll have her and Dukvan do is we will send them up north, and we will see if they can find any nest maybe up in the swamp area. We have enough food that we could definitely use a little group like that. We could use a healthy set of young minds to go off, and they can start exploring and adventuring together. So I'm not going to hesitate. We're going to go ahead and do it. In fact, we're even going to have him go ahead and get her pregnant so that she is expecting their baby. They're an excellent genetic lineup because they don't match genetically. And he has a no paw and blind eye recessive, but she doesn't. So hopefully their children will be born nice and healthy. And let's finish up with his family. So that means that the son has finally left the family tree, quite literally, because this is the family tree right here. And we have our other son over here, Nudukro, and he's going to jump up, and even from this position, he can't see quite as well as his brother could, but he can see quite enough that hopefully we'll be able to alert the family should anything dangerous show up. And let's have Asimi. I think she'd be a little bit worried now that her mate has somewhat disappeared for the moment. We're going to have her move down here and shake the family tree. and teach Rira, who is an amazing heiress. I mean, venomous fangs, that beautiful black fur and black dots. She will teach her daughter Rira how to gather up. And this is a descendant, a branch of the cookie family tree as well. So we may end up with two different cookie tree nut gathering family philosophies right here. And we'll have to see how that works out. And then we've got a little baby right here, Anais. And Anais is actually the sister of Rira, but you wouldn't know to look at her. So Anais will stay over here and she will help to collect things too. She also has venomous fangs. So if anybody wants to come and try to mess with her family, she will let them know what for. And Miri here has been kind of fighting with Asimi. Miri is also one of the two mates, since we have more females than males at this point, of Noroku. So Noroku has two mates and they are usually fighting over this nest. They're fighting over the nest here. Asimi was born in this nest and she believes that it is her family's territory. Miri can't quite remember where she was born from, somewhere nearby, if not this nest, then a nearby one. But she comes from a group of the family that shares the story of their united survival here to the Middle Island and doesn't understand why Asimi is so possessive of this nest. So these two are usually fighting one another, and Miri has waited 2 births. She's been pregnant for 2 births, waiting for Asimi to let her have a turn. So hopefully Asimi will be distracted enough without her mate being here that she will let poor Miri go ahead and have a turn on the nest. We'll have to see. And look at that, 83 food. And we're not even done with the current berries. That's excellent. Down here, we've got a good little family going. Kier Duke, let's make sure we don't have the bird right overhead. We're good. Kier Duke is a very, very good berry collector. So we're going to send him over here. And Lasisi is going to show her daughter how to collect some berries and then move on to the nest because she is expecting. And Islala, I think Islala will just stay over here for now. We'll let her brother, well, we'll move her over here actually, and she can help her brother. There's only 4 berries on that particular bush. She can help her brother, but we might move Islala in the future. I think I was actually going to breed her. No, Dukvan has exactly the same genetics, so definitely not breeding her with Dukvan. All right, so that takes care of 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 family groups we have right now. And let's come and see what this group is going to do. So we've got the new baby, Sakomi, which is a beautiful name. And Anaala will probably just stay on top of the nest and watch over her daughter. We have Rira, finally old enough that she can start helping to explore the area. A lot of females. We might have to be very careful to make sure that we have plenty of males coming up hopefully pretty soon. And I think Anaala will just stay on the nest for now. You know what? We'll let Anaala come over, because she really trusts her co-nester. I guess that's what we would call her. The co-nester, Simela. And I feel like we have a lot of co-nesting going on since we have more females than males. And we have a few nests, just a few nests. So I think almost all of the females have a co-nester, another female that they share the nest with. And this is an example of great trust, to leave your newborn child with the expectant mother so that you can trade off and allow Anaala to go ahead and do a little bit of exploring over here so they can expand the family territory. That's a great example of companionship between these two, which is not something that you will see over here. And it is potentially something that you'll see between these two sisters, but that's a very small family. And then over here, it may be something that we see with Mila and Lala, but Lala does not plan on stopping having children for quite a while because we need to make sure that she carries on the Cookie Tree family line. And with only 1 daughter right now to do that, that's not enough. That's not enough. We do have 2 daughters, but only 1 daughter who is a lookalike to do that. And I think these creatures would be very much dependent on what the creatures look like to decide whether or not they are the heirs versus just the reality that they're descended. All right, and then we have Rokukir here, and Rokukir actually might be a potentially good mate for Siko. Rokukir has been pretty weak his entire life, even though he is a decent berry picker, because he has doubled up immunity. However, he has never gotten sick, though we have left him near the 2 plants in case he does get sick, so he would be able to eat the little fruit that comes down. But he might come up if they happen to find a nest over here and join this little group to spread his genetics then too. All right, so that was quite the mouthful going through everybody. And we have so many pregnant females on the nest. So let's come down here and we're going to see what the next child of Chocolate Chips' line is going to be. Oh, and what was that? There's the bird. Okay, it was just the bird making a lot of noise, and it's a boy! It's the very first boy! So Kirduknu has a son, and it is Rokduku. So Rokduku, healthy in 2 out of 3 of the main checklist of a healthy baby. He does have blind eyes recessive, but he has berry paw doubled up. He has H and A immunity, immunity, I suppose. And he looks pretty healthy to me, so that's wonderful. Congratulations, Kirduknu. So we may try for another baby, but I feel like maybe Mila should get a turn pretty soon. Maybe not just yet, since she is still very, very busy. Well, you know what? Let's move her over here. And then let's go ahead and we'll let Isimi gather up these berries, and she can be in charge of this berry area for a little bit now that she's old enough. And then Kirduknu, we'll go ahead and let him breed with Mila. We'll go ahead and let that happen. And then Lala will move over as well, and she'll breed with him. No, she moved too far. You moved too far, Lala. All right, I'm going to make sure we protect his son. So Kirduknu is going to stand next to his son and make sure he's protected. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be sure to click more carefully in the future. And where is my sick one? So Noroku is the sick one. And there we go. He's no longer sick. That's all he needed, is to eat that fruit. So I wonder when those fruits will come back. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. All right. Do we have any bunnies or anything anywhere? Oh, we have a predator somewhere. We have a baby and a predator. So let's look at the baby first. Are you here to eat some of the nuts? Is that why you're here, sir? Because I have to tell you, you are not invited under the tree. You're not welcome here. We have Messiana, and she has just given birth to Rare. What a beautiful name, and a beautiful little girl. Unfortunately, she has no paw, just one no paw, and she has a blind eye recessive, but she has F and H immunity, so that's a good thing. And then we have Larana, who is currently expecting, and I think we'll send Larana. I feel like I want them almost all to start attacking. All right, Larana is expecting, and she's older. What kind of immunity does she have? Okay, we're gonna send Messiana up, and we'll let Messiana try to mess up. Haha, Messiana mess up. Sorry, guys, I know it's terrible. And the bird's like, what's going on? Oh, we did it! Yes! The predator was taken out, thank goodness. And I saw the bird. I saw it. It saw the baby, and it thought that it was going to be unprotected enough to get, but we're not going to let that happen. All right, so Larana has come over to defend the baby. She will stand down here and guard it. Good job, you guys. And now you have some predator meat to eat with your nuts. So there you go. And then how do we have, what do we have down here? Oh, what? Anise, you need to move. I could have sworn that Miri was going to give birth this time around. All right. Anise, you move down here next to your mom, please. Rira, your sister, is going to scooch over, and she can help gather up any of the nuts. No, you don't. Miri has had enough of having to be patient and wait her turn on the nest. Thank you very much. We are not going to sit there and allow a Dodo Mingo to steal her opportunity at motherhood yet again. That's not happening. And then let's come over, and so Noroku can't get down to his females just yet. He can't get back to his nest just yet. We'll have to wait. And who is this little one? Dukro. So we have Dukro born in the nest. Oh, he looks so awesome. A lot of little boys born from Kuta over here. So Kuta and his mate are doing just fine. I do think we need to bring another potential female down here, and Messi actually. Messi is one of the females that we were bringing down so she can try to pass on her E immunity gene. So we'll let her come over and gather up some berries, and then we'll have Kuta come over, and he will go ahead and mate with Messi. And then we'll have Lasisi come up. She's had several healthy, beautiful children now. So I think she is ready to accept a nest sharer. So she is willing to take on the practice of nest sharing with her distant family member over here. So a lot of nest sharing is just required with all of the females that we have here. All right, protecting the baby over there. And then let's actually see what our little exploratory team has to do up here. So Dukvan and his new mate Siko are going to be diving into the grasses now. She is very eager. She'll come over and get some of the food, I think. And they're very eager to hopefully find a new nest. So, oh, there's another berry bush. Wonderful. So let's move them towards this tree. And I think we'll actually have Rokukir come over. He will explore from this point of view. and maybe we'll find something over here. And Rokir, his father, is going to stay here because he has his 2 females here. And Anaala is ready to have another baby pretty soon. So, and has Anaala had any children? Yes, she has. That passed on the immunity A. And what about immunity G? Do I see anybody with G over here? Nope, she hasn't had an immunity G child just yet. So we might go ahead and we might have her mate with Rokir in just a second, so we can be sure to try to pass on the immunity G gene. Can I do anything else with her over here? Maybe I can have her kind of explore this spot, and then he can gather up this. Okay, and then he can search this spot, and she can go ahead and mate with him. And then Rira can go ahead and expose this area to the grasses. There we go. Let's move little Sikomi, which is a beautiful name, by the way. There's something about Sikomi, I'm not sure what, that has just enchanted me. And I think that Sikomi and some of the others here, which are really like our jackalope group, have learned a lot from watching Noroku come over and eat the medicine plant that was right over here. So maybe they will be in charge of the medicine plant from now on. And Samela is going to come and sit on the nest. She is getting ready to have her child. Rilana is finally old enough that she can go ahead and move up here. She can move a little bit further away. She doesn't have to be supervised as often anymore. And over here, Islala can help out with gathering up some of the fruit. And I think we'll have Islala maybe, we'll move her down here so she can keep this area exposed. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground with all of our creatures, and I think we're good. And now we have more pregnant females in the nest. So let's finish up with seeing the 2 that we have on the nest. Finally, Miri's long-awaited child. We'll see what happens when we've got these 2 having their babies. So Miri, finally you have your chance, my dear. Oh, and a beautiful son, Vanro, healthy across the board. Wonderful. I think that Ismi, because she's not a very good nest sharer, would probably kind of stick her nose up in the air and say that her children are clearly more fabulous, because they truly are. I think that all of the tribe sort of admires the black beauty that we have from these 2 right here. But I think that Miri is quite happy with her son, who has the H and B immunity gene. So I really hope we have I immunity floating around in the family somewhere over here. We'll have to see if we can find it. And then we have a new little baby, Mila. So another Mila right over here with D and H immunity. Wonderful. And she's quite interesting because she has the fangs too. So that is a bit of a rare recessive trait to see over here, since she's born to a jackalope mother. It's very hard to see that come out when you have ram horns or when you have the little antlers on the creatures. So wonderful. Okay. And no sight of a nest over here for these lovebirds in this new little group just yet. Hopefully they will be able to find one, because we definitely need more nest and we definitely need more creatures. But that rainstorm helped out a lot. We ended up with a lot more food, and that's a really, really good thing. But we'll go through and we will clear out some of the food that's the furry food next time, and we will see what the next group of pregnant females has to offer us. And then we will really focus hard, because we're starting to get more creatures. We're starting to have a little bit better balance. We definitely need a few more males, but the last few born have been males, so that helps out. And then we will come up and we will see what this little exploratory group can do looking for a nest around this tree. So far, we've been very lucky finding nests around the tree, and I'm pretty sure this one should offer one. So that will be our next big goal, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.